These are the Diddy pictures Hollywood doesn't want you to see.
We're gonna hear about my party, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time. Come out.
PD.
Hey, Daddy. Diddy, Puffy Daddy. P. Diddy. You are cordially invited to celebrate the birth of P. Diddy.
Hollywood celebrities who once reveled in the wild exclusive parties hosted by P. Diddy are now desperate to keep those secrets buried. Behind the glitz and glamour of champagne toasts, red carpets, and extravagant outfits, these infamous gatherings were filled with shocking moments that many A-listers would prefer remain hidden. Wild, kinky activities and unfiltered footage from these events have resurfaced, and now some of Hollywood's biggest names want nothing more than for you to forget they were ever a part of it. But who are these stars? Get ready to be shocked as we dive into the world of Diddy's controversial parties, where fun crossed a line and the memories have become too unsettling to relive. Brace yourselves, because the truth is about to be exposed. Khloe Kardashian's butt-naked revelation. Khloe Kardashian described one of Diddy's infamous white parties as wild beyond imagination. Speaking on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, she recalled attending a party where half the guests were butt-naked. The bizarre nature of the event left a lasting impression, as it blurred the line between extravagant fun and discomfort. The idea of unfiltered debauchery at such events highlights the underlying chaos that many believe was carefully orchestrated to shock and awe guests.
Who was with you this weekend?
A bunch of my friends.
Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber,
So far,
French
so good.
Montana.
Do you even know half the people you're naming?
Usher's time at Flavor Camp. Usher revealed a startling chapter of his youth during a 2016 interview with Howard Stern. As a teen, he lived with Diddy in what was dubbed Puffy's Flavor Camp, an experience he described as wild and crazy. Usher's exposure to this lifestyle came at a young age, leaving him baffled by what he encountered. When asked if he'd let his own children attend such events, his response was a resounding, "Hell no!" These remarks have fueled speculation about what really happened behind closed doors during Diddy's mentorship programs.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. It was curious. I got a chance to see some things. It was pretty wild.
Justin Bieber's weekend with Diddy. Teen superstar. Justin Bieber also found himself in Diddy's orbit, with one weekend in particular drawing significant attention. In a resurfaced video, Diddy described planning a weekend of activities for the then 15-year-old Bieber, promising they would go buck-fool crazy. While this may have sounded harmless at the time, many now question the appropriateness of such arrangements, especially as Bieber later reflected on the pressures and shame of his early fame. Bieber's candid admissions about his struggles add a darker tone to these seemingly glamorous events.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
Cat Williams' unfiltered criticism. Comedian Cat Williams has been vocal about his disdain for Diddy's parties, alleging that they often crossed boundaries. In a stand-up performance, Williams joked about the bizarre presence of 10,000 bottles of baby oil allegedly found during raids on Diddy's properties. He claimed to have turned down lucrative deals to maintain his integrity, suggesting that saying no to Diddy's party invitations came with significant challenges. Williams's remarks offer a stark contrast to the glamorized image of these gatherings, painting them as places where indulgence often turned unsettling.
Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
Resurfaced allegations and Hollywood's silence. As more celebrities speak out or carefully avoid discussing Diddy's parties, questions arise about why so many remain silent. Some suggest that the nature of these events was so extreme that many attendees prefer to forget, while others hint at more sinister reasons. Clips and interviews featuring stars like Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and others show their presence at these events, but little has been said about their experiences. This silence has only added to the intrigue surrounding Diddy's parties, making them a focal point of Hollywood gossip and controversy. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez, often seen as one of Hollywood's most influential icons, has been a frequent guest at P. Diddy's glamorous parties. Known for her professional relationship with him, especially in the early 2000s, Lopez's connection to Diddy went beyond just business. The two were in a high-profile romantic relationship during the peak of both of their careers, making their public appearances at his legendary events even more iconic. At Diddy's infamous white party, Lopez was often seen mingling with fellow stars, creating unforgettable moments. Despite their relationship ending, Lopez remains linked to Diddy's world, as both have maintained a professional rapport post-breakup. Lopez's status in Hollywood continues to influence her involvement in such high-profile gatherings, adding a layer of allure and glamour to the parties she attended. Mariah Carey's association with P. Diddy stretches back to the 90s, when Diddy, then known as Puff Daddy, was a key figure in the music industry. Carey, already an established superstar, was often seen at Diddy's legendary parties, where the energy was electric and the guest list included some of the biggest names in Hollywood. These events, particularly the white parties, were the backdrop for some of the most luxurious and exclusive moments in celebrity history. Mariah, known for her larger-than-life persona and extravagant lifestyle, was a perfect fit for these celebrations, blending in with the A-list crowd while also offering insight into her playful, often sultry side. Although Mariah's interactions with Diddy have become less frequent over the years, her past attendance still lingers in the memories of Hollywood insiders who recall her undeniable star power at these exclusive events. Hilton Paris Hilton, the heiress and socialite who defined the early 2000s party scene, was a regular at P. Diddy's extravagant gatherings. Her presence at these events often made headlines, solidifying her place among Hollywood's elite circle. Diddy's parties were known for their opulence and high-energy atmosphere, and Paris, with her penchant for attention and flair, was always ready to show up in style. She, like many of the others on this list, was part of the exclusive guest lists at his white parties, where she was often seen in the company of other socialites and stars. Paris has since distanced herself somewhat from this type of party lifestyle, but her connection to Diddy's inner circle and the parties of that era remains a significant part of her early career, and the celebrity culture she helped shape Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Jay-Z, perhaps the most powerful couple in contemporary music and entertainment, have both attended several of P. Diddy's infamous events. As the power couple of the music industry, they were seen as the epitome of influence and success, frequently rubbing elbows with the who's who of Hollywood at these lavish parties. Their involvement with Diddy dates back to the early 2000s when both were rising stars under his umbrella. Diddy's events, including the white parties and other private soirees, were seen as places where the biggest names in music and film would gather to celebrate their achievements. Beyoncé and Jay-Z were often at the center of these exclusive gatherings, contributing to the allure of these events. While they've since maintained a distance from the more scandalous side of Hollywood nightlife, their past connections with Diddy and their presence at these legendary parties continue to be a part of their rise to superstardom. Will Smith, known for his wholesome image and impressive career, also made appearances at some of Diddy's renowned events. While Smith's personality and public persona often leaned toward the family-friendly and positive, he was no stranger to Diddy's wild parties, especially during the late 90s and early 2000s when the rapper-turned-business mogul was throwing some of the most talked-about gatherings in Hollywood. At Diddy's events, Smith was often seen mingling with fellow A-listers, his charisma making him a fan favorite. Despite his tendency to stay out of the more controversial aspects of Hollywood, Smith's attendance at these parties was a reminder that even the most family-oriented stars were sometimes caught in the orbit of the extravagant lifestyle that Diddy cultivated. Bruce Willis, another iconic Hollywood figure,
did I feel if retiring is extremely dangerous?
Or retired, if you felt yourself like retired but extremely dangerous?
No. Not yet.
found himself a part of the exclusive group that frequented Diddy's wild parties. Known for his roles in action films and his larger-than-life persona, Willis added an interesting dynamic to Diddy's events. Although his time spent at the parties wasn't as talked about as some of his contemporaries, his presence at these high-profile gatherings reflected the wide-ranging appeal Diddy's parties had among actors from all genres. Willis's cool, collected demeanor was a contrast to the often chaotic and hedonistic vibe of Diddy's parties, but it only added to his mystique as a celebrity who could fit into any crowd while maintaining his own distinct presence. Ashton Kutcher Demi Moore. Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore, a couple known for their glamorous public image in the early 2000s, were frequent guests at Diddy's exclusive events. The two were often seen attending parties together, with Demi, a veteran Hollywood star, and Ashton, an up-and-coming actor at the time, fitting in seamlessly at the lavish gatherings. Diddy's events were known for attracting a mixture of seasoned veterans and rising stars, and the couple's appearances added to the mystique of the guest lists. Though their relationship eventually ended, their time attending Diddy's parties was a period when they were both among the most talked about couples in Hollywood. The public's fascination with their relationship was only heightened by their appearances at some of Diddy's wildest and most exclusive parties. Martha Stewart, known for her domestic empire and lifestyle brand, is an unexpected name on this list. However, the queen of home decor and entertaining was no stranger to P. Diddy's high-profile soirees. Her presence at these parties was a fascinating contrast to her carefully cultivated public image. As a business mogul and lifestyle icon, she was not known for engaging in the kind of wild behavior associated with some of Diddy's guests. But her attendance at these parties showed the diverse crowd that the mogul attracted. Martha's appearances, alongside the celebrities more accustomed to the Hollywood party scene, added an air of sophistication to Diddy's gatherings, demonstrating the broad appeal of his events. Ice-T also found himself among the celebrities who frequented Diddy's parties. Known for his tough guy image in both music and film, Ice-T added a different flavor to the mix of A-list celebrities who attended these wild events. Though his public persona was often that of a no-nonsense figure, Ice-T has always maintained close relationships with fellow hip-hop moguls, and Diddy's parties provided a space where they could bond away from the public eye. As a fixture in the hip-hop community, Ice-T's presence at these gatherings added a sense of authenticity and connection to the party's origins in music. Quincy Jones.
So we know a lot about Michael Jackson, and you were just talking about him. What on those albums, Thriller for example, is you? You know, you have his music, some of his writing, some of his influence.
Look, we take his stuff and take it to another level.
Quincy Jones, most respected figures in music history, was another iconic guest at Diddy's events. As a legendary producer, composer, and arranger, Jones represented the old guard of the entertainment industry. His presence at Diddy's parties bridged the gap between generations of musicians and was a reminder of how Diddy's influence in the industry stretched far beyond his own generation. As a mentor and collaborator to countless artists, including Michael Jackson, Jones added a sense of gravitas and history to Diddy's celebrations. His attendance at these parties highlighted the profound respect he commanded in the industry, even in the midst of the more extravagant and sometimes chaotic nature of the events.
I have 25 minutes with you. I don't even know where I start with someone with your career, so I thought I'd pick some moments from throughout your illustrious career and throw them at you and get some stories from you. And I wanted to start right from the beginning.
Why the stars don't want you to see these clips. The resurfaced footage and stories from Diddy's parties have cast a shadow over the careers of some attendees. For many, their presence at these events clashes with the public personas they've cultivated. As new allegations emerge against Diddy, the clips serve as reminders of Hollywood's complex relationship with fame, power, and accountability. For stars like Justin Bieber, who have worked hard to rebuild their reputations, revisiting these memories could open old wounds. For others, it's about distancing themselves from a culture that they no longer want to be associated with.
Forbes 100 greatest business minds, which I was, just so honored to be there. And I'm thankful that my last name ends in a C and yours ends in a D, because that's how we met. We were right. I was in front of you when we were gonna go take the big picture.
The glamour of Diddy's parties masked a world of secrets, indulgence, and controversy. From Khloe Kardashian's wild revelations to Usher's cryptic warnings and Cat Williams' sharp criticism, these gatherings were far from ordinary Hollywood get-togethers. As more stories and clips resurface, they challenge the carefully constructed narratives of some of the biggest names in the industry. What was once considered the height of exclusivity now feels like a cautionary tale. What do you think? Were these parties just harmless fun, or do they reveal something more troubling about Hollywood's culture of excess? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden stories of the entertainment world. Thanks for watching.